And good morning and good afternoon, everyone, and maybe good evening if it applies. I am broadcasting live from Tucson. We have all of our stores with students at the store. And also here, oh, wait. We have some people here. We have a few gals here today. Let's see. There we go. The camera's on them. You got the microphone on? Oh, wait. Wrong one. Sorry, wrong button. You ever push the wrong button on this thing? Never. There we go. There we go. Say hi, girls. You
Hello.
got to put the microphone there. Let's hear it. Yay! All right. This is my cheerleading section there. All right. Now, how do I get this back to me? Oh, I heard a piano sound. Was that you? Oh, you're playing by rear. He is playing by rear. Okay, I better take that camera away from him and get him away from the organ. Who knows what he's going to do. Well, welcome to day 2 of the Holiday Music Camp 2023. This is officially season 2, episode 4. Did I get that right? We did 3 yesterday. It was first time last year, minus 2 divided by 7. Okay, we are in episode 4. And Don is nodding her head, yes, so I'm accurate. You know, those teachers, they always like to keep us in line, you know. And we have a great day for you. 3 other great clinicians coming live to you today. And the first one of the day is none other than the amazing Andrew Leach. And I'm going to put the camera, I'm going to go from Tucson to Sun City Center. There we go. And let's give it up for Andrew Leach, everybody. Big round of applause. Let's see if I can. Whoops. There it is. I was trying to find the applause somewhere. Eventually got to it. Andrew, it's all yours. Take it away.
Hey there, everybody. If you can't hear me, holler now before I start playing and can't hear you, holler.
I can't hear you.
Okay, turn you up. Let's turn your microphone up.
Turn me up.
Turn the microphone up.
All right, testing 1, 2, 3. How is that? Can we hear me now?
Bring the microphone
That's
closer.
not any better.
A little more, maybe.
Turning up the right
Closer.
microphone. Let me
This is
pause
exactly where
this.
it was earlier when we did
Oh, we
sound check.
did. We had it perfect earlier. Hold on. Andrew
All
Leach, take 2, everybody.
All right. So my song today that we're going to talk about dates all the way back to 1843 when there was a church organ got a renovation in a little town in France, and the town the pastor convinced the town poet to write a poem to commemorate it. It was called Midnight Christians, and it was set to music later that year. In 1855, it was adapted into English lyrics under the name O Holy Night and became very popular in America during the Civil War time. right, thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed my rendition of "O Holy Night." I'm going to, oh, thank you. I'm going to talk you guys through it now. First off, if you have your materials, I made a different version of this song than what is in the books. If you've looked at "O Holy Night" in your Easy Play Hal Leonard books, you might notice that they wrote it in 4/4, and then 2/4, and then back to 4/4. This song is actually supposed to be in 6/8 time. So I made up a version that's in 6/8 time. It's written out the right way. I also, to make the whole arrangement out of it, I added a repeat sign and a coda to it. The reason for the coda is because the very last time goes up higher than the previous times, where previously it had done on the last time it goes up a little higher. That's the reason for the coda there. I also took the liberty of adding a couple of extra chords in. They're D minor chords. If you don't like extra chords, you can compare it to what's in the Hal Leonard book and just scratch them out, and it'll be great. Yeah, yay. So when you're setting up this song, you're going to want to choose a 6/8 rhythm for it to sound best. If you don't know where you can find your 6/8 rhythms, a lot of them live inside ballad. There is a signature style for this song. It's called Holy Night. If you have an A or an S series instrument, Holy Night lives inside the classic button. If you have an E series instrument, Holy Night lives inside more, on the second page in the pianist slot. That's the black one in the bottom right. Pardon me. Other styles, if you don't have Holy Night or if you don't want to use Holy Night, other styles that work great include Wonderful World, which is on more instruments than it isn't. That's a great style for this. So is Cat Memories. This song sounds great with Cat Memories. Also, Piano Color is on a lot of instruments, and that's a really pretty one that'll work nicely with this as well. If you are on a small instrument, like say an Easy 10, you would want to use your ballad, and that's full band, that's the Wonderful World. If you're on an Easy 4, try the song setup for Wonderful World. If you're on an SD, Discovery 3, or a Freedom 3, just press ballad and you're all set. If you are on an Easy 1 or an Easy 2, then the only 6/8 rhythm that you have is this one here. That's not really the right one for "O Holy Night." I mean, it's okay. But you'll get closer to the orchestral sound using, and this is on the Easy 1 or the Easy 2, taking your 3/4 full band rhythm and just make it go really fast. Make it go triple the speed that you would normally play. If you choose the signature style, Holy Night, the instrument has decided to read that style as if it were 3/4, so it is also at triple the speed that you would normally play it. I recommend a tempo of like 55 to 60 for this song, but if you're using the signature style, "O Holy Night," you'll notice it comes on at 178. That's because it's not reading. Most 6/8 styles go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it reads really quickly. If that doesn't make any sense to you, just ask your PA and trust the Lowry. It'll do it right. But if you're stuck on an Easy 1 and you want to sound orchestral, take your 3/4 full band, speed it up to like 150 or something like that. All right, so what else do I have here? I've got longer or shorter arrangements. This version that I made lasts about 5 minutes if you play the whole thing, which I just did. You don't have to play that long if you don't want to. And this applies to any song at all as long as it's got like repeats or a DS or a DC or something like that. You don't have to do the whole thing. You can shorten it as much as you want. If it's got repeats 1 and 2, like this one does, and you want to make it shorter, go straight to the second bracket your first time, and you're on your way. If you want to go even shorter yet, skip any of the repeats, go straight to the coda on your first pass through, and you can do that to any song you like.
Oh, I see.
All right, so for your right hand sound choices, I tend to prefer to do this in an orchestral, symphonic sort of way, like you just heard. The other way to do it, by the way, would be popular music style, and I neglected to say this earlier, but another rhythm that I think is really nice for this is the soul ballad. I grew up listening to this song when I was a kid. The version I was most familiar with was Aaron Neville's, who he does it more like this. And so on. So I think that's pretty cool. If you like that, that is soul ballad. You can use organs, guitars, saxophones with that. But if you want to be orchestral, then we're looking at the orchestral instruments, which if you look at a symphony, what do you see the most of? Violins. Yeah, string instruments. Thank you. So our string section goes violins, first and second, viola, and the cello. And those are our melody instruments. There's also the bass, but the instrument's playing the bass for us. That's not a melody instrument. I started with a cello. It's a really pretty sound. The cello is the instrument that I've heard it said that the cello is the instrument that most closely approximates the human voice in terms of both its range and its timbre. And as a coworker always used to say, there's always room for cello. All right. Other orchestral instruments, French horns are great. I used French horns for part of it. French horns, there's other horns in the orchestra. There's trumpets and trombones, but those get used in popular music styles as well, where the French horn doesn't. So it really lends this aura of classicalness to your piece. So try the French horns if you like. The flute is a great sound for this. As is the choir. Choir is awesome for a lot of Christmas songs because of, caroling and all that. But almost every version of this song that I've listened to, from Aaron Neville to Bing Crosby and just everybody, there's almost always a choir accompanying the lead singer. It's a Christmas song, so you can use bells. They might be a little soft by themselves, but if you put bells with your strings, hopefully you caught Dawn teaching how to do that yesterday. If you put bells with your strings, it sounds really good. Where can you go to find all these instruments, you ask? Over on this instrument, I've got banks, A, B, C, D, E. I'm using bank D. Bank A through C are all organ sounds. We got A bank is the Lowry Sweet organ sounds. B is rock and jazz organ. C is theater and classical church organ. E is novelty. That's where the cats and the dogs and stuff live. But D bank, looking at it now, I see piano, violin, French horns, strings, chamber orchestra, cello, full strings, forte orchestra. These are great choices. One of them is called tremolo strings. Tremolo bowing is when the violin player plays really fast. I used that for part of it. The chamber orchestra, I love the chamber orchestra. I used that for part of it too. That's where we don't have just one violinist or one cellist, but we also don't have the whole string ensemble. We've got a small group of like 5 or 6 string players playing, and it really, really sounds nice. Anyway, so D-Bank, if you filled up your banks with stuff that you've saved, on many instruments, you can still find your banks inside your categories, where you can get the original sounds without having to go searching for them. And additionally, some instruments have a symphonic category, a category called symphonic, where you can find all this stuff. Generally speaking, I try to make this song build up as it goes. There's a bunch of little stuff that I did to do that. One thing that I did was I turned off my drummer during the introduction and then played the first 8 or 9 measures of the song without a drummer, then brought him back in. That helps build it up. Another thing that I did was I used the alter style. If you look in my music, you'll see that there are a couple spots where there are little double bar lines. That's where I change my sounds. I change my sounds at the double bar lines, and I try to get bigger as I go. I started with just the cello, and I used tremolo strings without harmony. I built up into the chamber orchestra and French horns and choir, and then at the end of the song, I got really big, and I used the forte orchestra and the big finale. And I'm doing my sound changes at those little double lines, so that's where you might want to consider doing that. Oh, I see I'm about out of time, so let's see what else is important here. The money chord. I stole this one from Myra Bald. I call it the money chord. It's my favorite chord in the whole thing. On page 2 of the song, line 1, measure 4. The chord is A flat. A flat major, regular old A flat. And here's the trick. As part of the building up of the song, I didn't do things quite the same way every time. My second time through the song, I used 1 or 2 chords differently from the first time, and that's the most important one. Don't use up all of the power of that chord on your first playthrough of it. Save it for, maybe your last one, or maybe your last and second to last. It sounds like this. I love this chord. Love that chord. That's a really good one. I stole that from Myra. We're just about done. Oh, part of the building up. I put the alter style.
Hold on 1 second. Real quick, we have a question. Is that okay?
Yes, good.
And it's okay if we're going over time, because I started late. What was your question?
You said the second page.
Oh, hold on. Let me get the microphone.
You said the second page, the 4th measure.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. The measure in between the A minor and the C.
Oh, and you changed it to what?
A flat.
Okay, change to A minor to A flat.
No. It's the measure following the A minor.
C. Okay, in between there. Okay, A flat.
It's over the says in voices.
I don't even see voices. The 4th measure.
All right, I'm going to look over here real quick, Andrew. Say what you just said. It's on this.
The says of voice as, the es, es.
Oh,
Okay.
E-E-S.
Okay.
That's where. Yeah.
So voice is A minor and then F.
Boy says es.
Oh, ooh, you know what?
Yeah.
Well, let's see if I can do something with technology here for a moment. Bear with me, Andrew.
Yes.
With me. Bear with me. Bear with me.
Yes.
I'm going to screen share it, and I'm going to use my arrow to point. Let's see here. We're on this page right here. So is it right here?
That's right there. You got it.
Oh, wait. Let me get even fancier. No extra charge for this next thing, folks. No extra charge. Watch this. And right here, it's going to be A flat, you say?
A flat.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Oh, No extra charge. No extra charge. I don't know. That's an extra $50 right there. Okay. That's
It's a
close to
$50
that's the
chord, that's for
closest,
sure.
it's the closest to a flat cymbal I can make, but it's right there. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very
And
much.
my recommendation to you guys at home is don't use it your first time through. Save it because it sounds really good and you want to keep your listeners' interest. Similarly, another thing I did, when I got to the second time through Fall on Your Knees, I turned on the altar style. But when I got to the third Fall on Your Knees, when I took the DS Al Coda, that's when I started holding down my fill button. Now, you can't get away with this on every single style. Some it works on, some it doesn't. But if you're using Holy Night, the style, it sounds great. Here's no altar style. Here's next time with the altar style. Even bigger, my third time, I'm just holding down the fill button. Pretty cool, right? I like that a lot. That sounds really good. And I just hold it down for pretty much the entire time. If you want any more very specific nitty-gritty advice on like what measures do I release it during, feel free to send me an email or call me or something like that. But I just more or less hold the fill down once I get to that DS Al Coda until I get to the end point. And here is the final thing that I did, and my favorite. This is a feature I absolutely love. You can use this in many, many songs to add a part to this of free time. You know what free time is? When you play as fast or as slow as you like and there's no background tempo locking you in. There's lots of ways to do this, including just pressing the stop button. But if you've got an instrument with a touch screen, here's my favorite way to do it. On page 9 of the features, you can select pedal natural / black. Natural is the long pedals, black is the short pedals. And I go in there and I choose, I do it on the natural pedals. I scroll until it says start / stop. Not auto start stop. That's a different thing. Just start / stop. Turn on your pedal controllers. Make sure that your pedals are not muted over here. And now, with the touch of a pedal, I can switch from the background to just the easy button. Cool, right? I love that. You can do that on so many different songs. It's an awesome tool. And that's most of the tricks that I use to put together my arrangement of Oh Holy Night. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you learned something from it.
Woo, boy, they're really applauding out here. Yeah. Woo. All right. Well, that's awesome. Andrew, do you have
Yes,
do you have another song up your sleeve you can play before you end your part?
I sure do. I
course
sure
you
do.
This guy's good.
I'm going to play for you guys God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen and We Three Kings in a little medley. And I'm going to do it in the style of Benny Goodman and Gene Krupa. But I'm going to start with my bell carol. Here we go. That's off Benny Goodman and Gene Krupa's Christmas album that I just made up. Thank you guys so much. We've got Joni Monero up next. Hold tight.
All right. Thank you so much. And